The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, we got some sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. It often leads to debate, argument, fights, swinging. And then Beef hands out a prize as we have detente and move on with the rest of the program.
Not our proudest moments of the morning, but
Beef, what are we handing out today?
Today's 10-minute drill prize winner will get a floral arrangement from our friends over at Q and Flowers.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, Jeff, there are bad excuses. You know, athletes will sometimes try to find an excuse to as to why things didn't go their way, and there's some bad ones. But Deontay Wilder with an all-timer yesterday. I mean,
Blaming the costume?
You don't buy any of it?
Said, huh?
You don't buy any, or you just don't want him to use that as an excuse? Because I buy that a little bit.
Come on, man. He's an elite athlete. He walked 400 feet.
He was in that thing for like 15 minutes, dude. I think it could have a little impact. I do.
Come on, man.
The boxing guys think it did.
40 pounds?
40 pounds is like wearing armor.
He's 235 pounds.
Yeah, again, so what? Remember that thing that they made us put
This
on?
is why we get in fights, people.
At the Birdies for the Brave. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
That wasn't 40 pounds. How'd you like to walk around with that for 15 minutes?
I don't think I'm going to lose my legs. I feel fresh after I take it off.
So I don't.
I feel maybe I'd feel all sweaty and tired, and then I take it off.
You want athletes to tell us
why do we
things,
wear ankle weights?
You
It's
want
like swinging a bat with a donut on
You
it.
don't wear ankle weights before. You don't wear ankle weights before your
I mean,
competition.
David Thompson would disagree with you.
He didn't wear them before the game. No, stop. You want these guys to be honest and talk, and then when they do, you make fun of them.
Here's what you be honest and talk. I got my beat, and I'm going to fight him again, and I'm going to go get him.
He has the right to fight him.
He is going to fight him. He says. He says they're going to fight for a third time, and he should. If you're Wilder, you should go fight him again. You're going to make a boatload of money.
But the boxing fan gets screwed here. There's another fight that should happen instead.
That's correct. But that's what they put in the contract, and Wilder's smart to do and meet him again. I don't know. Does it say within how long they have to fight?
Well, it supposedly has to be by July 18th, but I guess the promoters are saying they'd like to push it into maybe the fall and do it in the Raiders' new stadium.
Oh.
But that's, again, here's a sport that we just got back in the front of mind, and they're going to blow it by bogging down. You know, it's just...
I don't know. People will still watch that.
Yeah, not like they would a new challenge, and that there's not a big market for rematch blowouts. Hick, is there? Would you order this next one? I won't. I will not order Wilder Fury 3. I mean, will you? Because we both ordered this one. You're going to order a rematch? I'm not.
Well, if it's during football season, the answer would be no.
Well, say it's July 18th.
Well, I might. I don't know. I might.
I don't see. To me, that's going to be the same thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how Wilder is going to beat him. You know, even if he comes in naked without all that extra weight from the But I do buy that costume weighed on him a little bit and fatigued him. I don't.
All right, let's move on.
Why do NFL teams not practice in pads?
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Huh? And why? Why would they?
Because they're
pad?
soft.
Okay.
Because they're babies.
Okay. There's your answer then.
Because the CBA says we only have to do 14 padded practices
can
a year.
Can Dave Caldwell or Doug Marrone say anything that will like lift your spirits here?
No.
They can't, can they?
No, not today.
Yeah.
I mean, they can tell us the plan. They could say whatever. They could tell. They could lay out their vision. No. What will get the fan going again is when they draft so-and-so or sign so-and-so or, something along those lines that give you hope. And you'll still be kind of like, well, yeah, but they'll use them wrong or they'll screw it up or something along those lines. So but they knew this going in. I mean, this is the way it's going to be. Those guys got to check back at the end of September. And even then, there'll still be some doubt because it's such a long season. But, they need to go win football games. That's what they need to do. Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Unique, I guess the word is he's asking $22 million a year. You're the Jaguars. Do you pay him that?
the Jags have painted themselves into this corner, and is $2 million more a year than you have slotted to a guy going to destroy your cap? I'd say no. I'd try to throw an extra year on the deal maybe and go from there. All right, I'll give you $22 million, but can you do 5 years?
It's a great year for Ngakoue because he is the best pass rusher on the market. There'd be some years where he wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, dude. It's hard for me. I know there are guys in the NFL that had 18, 19 sacks, and my guy with 8.5 wants to be paid more than them.
Yeah, but let me ask you
this.
Such
a problem
if he hit the market, would he get paid $22 million a year?
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
And would that be the right player? Would he be released by his new team in 2 years because they overpaid him? That happens a lot, too.
Correct.
So I just.
But the Jags have had such negativity. And listen, I don't disagree with the thing. For the record, I don't disagree with what the Jags have done in some of the respects of shaping their roster, like the Jalen Ramsey thing. I don't blame the Jags. I blame Jalen Ramsey. The Jan Ngakoue thing, I thought Jan should have took the deal last year. He didn't. But now I think because of circumstances, perception, they're so painted in a corner. What do you do?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you. Listen, don't get me wrong. 1,000%, this is a better team with Hicken and Ngakoue. I hope they can get him.
Right.
But I understand not wanting to pay the 31st best defensive player in football the third most money. I mean,
right.
Now, the other side of that, that's a moving target. You'll be the third highest today. In 3 years, you might be the 13th highest. I don't want to pay the 31 best player 13. I think Hicken and Ngakoue is a good player. I do not think he's a great player. I just don't. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, he's a
good player.
B. He's not an A.
That's right.
And
you pay B's A+ salaries.
Well, sometimes you do.
Yeah, sometimes you do. I wonder if if that's not a mistake when you do it, though.
We've paid C and D players A+ salaries. Yeah. So, I in that respect, I like I said, I get it, and we'll see. I
guess if you're going to pay Hicken and Ngakoue $22 million, you should have been the one to trade for Khalil Mack a couple of years ago, and it makes 23. I mean,
I guess my question
Khalil Mack is a dominant force in football.
I guess my question is, why does, and I don't know the answer to this, so you can tell me.
Okay.
If you were set to honestly pay him $19+ million, why is $3 million more? Is that going to break you?
Well, it's another player, or it's maybe tacking on another position.
Jake Ryan was making less than that, or more than that, and so really, it's not.
Well, then that only problem with that philosophy is where does it end? Well, if you're going to pay him 23, why not pay him 24.5? If you're going to pay him 24.5, why not pay him 26?
Well, it ends at 22 maybe. And maybe you say, okay, now you got to give us something, so we want an extra year of control. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I hear you.
But I just think they're in a tough spot now, and it's mostly their doing. Well, it's all they're doing because they run the show. So it's their doing, and they're in a tough spot. Now what do you do? I mean, do you let him – if you franchise him, he's not reporting until he'll report.
That needs to be changed, too, in the new CBA. How about if we use our elected – duly noted and bargained tool that you've got to honor it. Does that ever come into anything with these players?
If you franchise tag Yannick Ngakoue, my guess is you'll see him August, whatever it is. And again, at the earliest, the guy, I don't know. It's a tough spot, and it's a hard spot. And all we get is cryptic tweets from Yannick, and we don't get much more from the Jag side. And today, I'm sure Dave Caldwell will be asked, have there been any discussions whatsoever with Jan Ngakoue? And if there haven't, why not? Because he was priority number one, you said, in the offseason. So what have you been doing this offseason?
I don't know if they can negotiate now. Maybe perhaps they can. I guess we have seen some people sign.
Yeah.
So
guys sign contracts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought the tip of the cap to Vanessa Bryant. It had to be tough yesterday as the Kobe memorial was lengthy. And Jordan, was very good. He had a funny
another
line.
crying meme for you.
Yeah, that was good. And he was,
he was crying.
He was emotional. He was raw. And
Shaq dropped an MF-er, just another change of the times. But he was quoting Kobe.
He was good.
Yeah, he
was good too.
The day Kobe gave my respect was the guys were complaining. Said, Shaq, Kobe's not passing the ball. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, Kobe, there's no I in team. And Kobe said, I know, but there's an in me in that.
Touche. Listen, Dan, I said before, I don't remember a sports star's passing that had this kind of mourning lifespan of this kind of impact. It's past that now, Dan. In my lifetime, he is the most mourned American. There's nobody that is carried out this long and far, whether it's by the spacing of the memorials or today's media influence that hasn't been around in the past. And it's clear also that, and in a way, this is unfair, but it's amazing how the honor and the respect and the well wishes comes so much stronger when when an accident takes you earlier in life. Because Bill Russell is going to die here in 10 years, and he's done more in his life than Kobe. Kobe Bryant would have had to work years more to have that kind of impact, and yet it'll just be a footnote. We lost Bill Walton today. What a great player.
Bill Russell and Bill Walton.
That's what I mean.
Combined them.
Bill Russell.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
But we lost Bill Russell. What a sad day.
Yeah.
There won't be 20,000 in memorial recalling everything that he's done. There won't be, so there's something to dying young too that obviously adds to the. But
anyway,
it was it was very nicely done.
The wife went up there and read a letter that she had written to her daughter and husband, and it was. It's sad. It's just a sad thing, and it was, and there were some nice moments in there, and a lot of obviously the NBA was there yesterday. So,
listen, I think it was Gino Auriemma says, look, I've had the privilege of being in a lot of high impact rooms in my life, but never the conglomeration of talent that's in this room. I mean, think about from Jerry West to Steph Curry to.
Are you at all worried? As you've now lost back-to-back games to the Tigers and the Blue Jays while the Metropolitans just beat the defending world champions.
You mean to get your first win of the
Are you at all worried right now?
Can we you mean to get your first win of spring training?
We had a tie.
Yeah, well, good for you.
We also have a tie.
No tying.
We have a win and a tie.
You're a bad team if you have a tie in baseball.
We have a tie.
I know. I'm not worried at all. I'm excited.
There is some buzz that you might be worried.
I'm excited about the baseball season. I'm not in line with the experts who picked the Mets to win the East.
There's a little buzz that you might be worried.
Really? Who's it coming from?
Max Fried lasted a third of an inning, gave up 3 runs. His ERA is 81. Should you have traded Max Fried?
No, I'm okay.
Is he now Max Fried?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
He's Fried, Fried. You also have Joe Burrow's brother T. Burrows on the team who threw an inning. Thoughts about him?
That's not Joe Burrow's brother.
No.
On the text line, not true, JFK. Well, to all you other 80-year-olds.
We weren't alive.
To all you other 80-year-olds who remember JFK, then I would stand corrected. But for the rest of us who are like
I was alive,
this half century.
I was 6 months old.
Yeah, so, I mean, with all due respect, why don't we go George Washington while we're at it? How about Ben Franklin?
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I thought of JFK when you said it, and
but no.
He would be the only one that is even comparable, quite honestly.
Yeah, I don't remember. I assume that it was, and there have been, Dale Earnhardt and Michael Jackson, Princess Di. Yeah, those were all big.
Sure.
Not like this, though. Or maybe we're just more in tune with
this. This has been and it's fine.
But
Bob Ryan, the old man in Boston, the old grump.
Yeah, sure. Been on with us.
I'm having trouble conjuring up the image of Joe Louis entering the ring while wearing a 45-pound costume.
A firefighter says they wear 50 pounds, and after 15 minutes, he's fresh as a daisy. So
yeah, my guy Proswimmer used to run the river run with that.
Thank you.
With that.
Yes, I did.
With that deal.
Also swam it.
Huh? Not you.
Oh.
No, I wasn't talking about you.
I thought you were.
No.
Hey,
listen.
I ran the river run in fireman's gear, 6-8 times probably.
No, you didn't. There was I don't know how to put this into context. Okay. Was this a no big deal, or was this a seismic move?
Wow,
in college football yesterday?
That big of a difference? You're talking about the strength coach going to Georgia? I would say
I think it's a big deal that he left Bama, but he's going to be a special teams coach. I don't know what he's going to do. I think Georgia's just happy to get him away from Bama, right?
If you're going to ask me who just won a battle of wits between Nick Saban and Kirby Smart, I'm going to say winner Bama. And if he left, they already have an idea who his replacement's going to be, and he may have known that already. Alabama really slumped this year, Dan. They didn't play for the national title. He may have been on the verge of firing his strength coach for all we know. And I know the stories.
Yeah.
I know how important strength coaches are,
Yeah.
and how much credit they get,
Yeah.
and how good Saban's is supposedly. But I bet you there's 1,000 of those raspy-voiced motivators out there that can do a good job.
But some are better than others, I guess. I don't know.
They will get a bad one, Dan.
Yeah.
Guys like McElwain get bad ones.
Yeah.
Good coaches identify that.
Well, they'll be lining up. I mean, the job pays $1 million.
And there's a ton of them. The guy at Oregon, they're all over college football. And they're very, they are, as we know, they're your link to your team.
I hope he doesn't try to poach our guy in Gainesville.
Nick Savage.
I like him.
Yeah, I do too.
So,
and I do think they're important. Don't get me wrong. But
I just think that was, interesting. Cole Kublik says Wilson Love at Ole Miss, Vic Valori at LSU, Aaron Feld at Oregon, and Jeff Dillman, who was one time Florida, most recently South Carolina, names to keep an eye on.
What about, I hate to see Mickey Mariotti fall out of the power rankings.
Well, he's pretty happy at Ohio State, I suspect. Yeah. He stayed on at Ohio State.
Right. Oh, these are new ones.
No, these are guys to keep an eye on, and those are where they are at their current schools. So
I got you.
For the Alabama job, which pays a ton. Any strength coach in the country would send a resume to Alabama.
Sure.
It's the highest paid one.
And it'd be a very hard job under Nick Saban, probably the most difficult.
Yes.
Because his demands.
This guy was so popular, he's in a Regions Bank commercial, if you remember.
No, we've talked about him before.
Yeah.
So maybe he just wants to get to the football side of it and out of the weight training.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to.
Did he play? I wonder if he played. Maybe he did. I said this the other day, and it's so funny. I said it, and then it's just played out day after day this week in the NBA.
Okay.
And this is another sign. I Dan, think, and, I'm not ready to match wits with NBA historians. I think the NBA right now is the most talented that the league has ever been in its history.
Yeah.
I think there are more superstar players that hold their own against the all-timers than ever in the history of the game. And one sign of that to me is, every night there's a guy who plays, who has a game or two in a row that he looks like he might be one of the top 3 players in the world. And he's not, but that's how good he played. Jason Tatum on Sunday, Dan, against no, he plays he played as good as LeBron or Kawhi or anybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Beal, the last 2 games, has played as good as James Harden or Kevin Durant or anybody you want to know. He's gone for 53 and 55.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, in fact, was asked last night, are you the best player in the world? I can be. Joel Embiid last night, a 50-point game, a career high against Atlanta. That's just this week. There's 3 guys, so it's just a really healthy league right now, the NBA, with talent and young talent. And here's another sign. Remember, there used to be NBA drafts where at the end of the year, maybe there was 2 or 3 first-rounders that did anything?
Yeah.
There have been a lot of busted drafts, right? Seems now more and more first-year and young players are playing at a high level early, too. So I'm just kind of playing off Bradley Beal, who last night went over 50 again. That's back-to-back games, and it coincides time-wise with Kobe Bryant's memorial yesterday. He's the first since Kobe to score 50 on back-to-back nights.
Wow. And
then Joel Embiid outscored the Hawks as a team in the fourth quarter. He had 49 and 14.
But the interesting thing about the NBA, Bradley Beal is on an awful team.
Yeah.
And they're no good, and they're going nowhere.
100%, yeah.
And he's a great player on a bad team.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of those.
I'd love to get Bradley Beal. I'd love to see him on my team.
In the ATL?
Yeah, but I'm just saying if I was any team.
There's only one ball to go around down there.
Yeah.
That ball belongs to Trae Young.
No, he doesn't overly shoot the basketball.
No.
He's not one of those guys that has the most shots every game like some people do.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I wonder if he had the most shots last night. Let's take a quick gander.
While you take a gander, I'll tell you guys that caller number 3 right now at 641-1010 can pick up those flowers.
Oh.
That's right.
You're
That's
a big
because we
flower
care.
Yeah.
I love Kuhn Flowers. And they're the best in the biz, locally owned and operated. And check them out, and we'll set you up right now. Caller number 3. We'll come back, and we'll dive into some Combine talk. Hayes Carlion will join us in the 8 o'clock hour.
Last night,
live from Indy.
Last night, Trae Young took 22 shots. That was 6 more than the next highest. John Collins had 16 shots last night.
Gunner.